Good morning, listeners, and welcome to this week's recording of Boomerang. Team 6 is here this week, and it is made up of Heather, Marcy, Jessica, Margaret, Peter, and Gordon, our engineer. The news this week is taken with permission from the West Lothian Courier, dated the 4th of June 2026. As usual, the news will be broken into parts, and can I remind you that when you've listened to the whole recording, please post your wallet back to us from a postbox and not the post office. So we will start with part 1, general news. And the lead story this week is Arrest is made 1 year on. Man charged after crash that killed teenager. Report to Fiscal after Ellie tragedy. And the article is by Billy Gaddy. A man was arrested last year following a horror crash that killed a teenage girl in Bathgate, has now been charged. Mercy crews raced to the scenes on Boghead roundabout after the terrifying smash involving a Volkswagen Polo and an HGV on Monday, June 9th, 2025 at around 11:50 p.m. Tragically, a 17-year-old female passenger was pronounced dead at the scene. The victim was later named locally as Ellie Douglas, an aspiring hairdresser. An 18-year-old female passenger was also taken to the Royal Infirmary of Edinburgh for treatment. A 21-year-old man, then 20, was arrested in the days following the collision. He has now been charged with multiple road traffic offences and reported to the Procurator Fiscal, almost 1 year on. The circumstances surrounding the incident were previously referred to the police watchdog. Tributes poured in for Ellie, who was described as a beautiful soul following her tragic death. A GoFundMe was also set up to help the family with funeral costs. A statement on the page read, "Ellie was a beautiful soul who lit up every room with her humour and warmth. She was a wee gem at her quiz nights and always brought joy to those around her. She had just completed her level 5 in hairdressing and was full of excitement to begin her career." Tia Thompson said, "You were loved by everyone. Fly high, my girl, thinking of you always." Fiona Gibney commented, "R.I.P. beautiful, keep shining bright." Lee Duncan said, "Fly high with the angels. It's heartbreaking news that we have all had to deal with. R.I.P. Ellie." A Police Scotland spokesperson said, "A man arrested last year following a fatal crash in Bathgate has now been charged in connection with multiple road traffic offences. The incident happened around 11:50 p.m. on Monday the 9th of June 2025 on the Boghead roundabout and involved a Volkswagen Polo and an HGV. Emergency services attended and a 17-year-old female was pronounced dead at the scene. The circumstances surrounding the incident were referred to the Police Investigations and Review Commissioner. The 21-year-old has been reported to the Procurator Fiscal." And now over to Marcy.
Couples fear after thieves steal equipment by Cara Blackhall. A West Lothian couple fearing for their business barricade themselves in at night after a gang of thieves appeared to steal £18,000 worth of equipment from their yard. The incident happened at a horse delivery yard in Bathgate just after midnight on May the 10th. Owners Martin, 58, and Rachel Arnott, 30, claim machinery and 9 saddles were stolen, plus a diesel tank and the keys for their horse lorry. Footage captured one of the gang walking around the premises with his hood up and shining a torch. The theft has left a huge impact on the business and has also affected customer confidence, reports Edinburgh Live. Cops were made aware of the incident and the couple fear the thieves will return. Martin said 4 tack rooms were broken into and equipment was stolen from all of them. We realise the next morning. At this moment in time, we are barricading ourselves in every night because the fear is they're going to come back. We live in the countryside, and even though we've got CCTV, it's not stopping them. It's a massive impact on the business and our customer confidence because who wants their equipment stolen? Some of these people have had to work really, really hard to afford what they've had stolen. I mean, these individuals were essentially walking right past our house. It's incredibly unsettling. It feels like we aren't getting any support from police. I'm aware there are more serious situations like this, but we are talking about £18,000 worth of stolen equipment. Police Scotland has been approached for comment. And over to Jessica.
Mum's Plea over House from Hell, an article by Jacob Farr. A West Lothian mum has detailed her harrowing experience trying to find a suitable home for her family. Vicky Cannon, 38, has experienced homelessness and issues securing a stable home. After spells in temporary accommodation and a short stay in Broxburn, she now lives with her partner and teenage son in a link housing property in Winchborough. But after moving back to her home village, she claims she has faced a series of issues, including raw sewage, leaks, mould and an ant infestation. Due to a loved one's deteriorating health, she is now pleading with Link and the local authority to find her a home that does not impact her fibromyalgia. Vicky says Link Housing has been reasonably responsive to her complaints, but feels her home is not fit for purpose. She says, "All I have wanted is to feel safe and be at home in Winchborough, but honestly, this has been one of those houses from hell. It's been just one thing after another for me. Years ago, I ended up homeless with my teenage son. We were put in a hotel for about 4 to 6 weeks. My son had to go and stay with his dad for a couple of weeks, and it broke me. We were then given a home in Broxburn, but the stair was so dangerous, there were dealers and addicts everywhere. All we had were 2 mattresses and a couple of deck chairs when we got there. I hated being away from my family in Winchborough because I'd been brought up here all my life. This village is my roots." After being contacted by Edinburgh Live regarding her situation, Link Housing apologised for the issues Vicky has faced, and they will now make contact with her to ensure the property is assessed and further issues are identified and resolved. West Lothian Council say one property was identified as a possible solution for Vicky last year, but was deemed not suitable. They added they will continue to engage with Vicky over her housing needs. Vicky was so excited when Link Housing offered her a home in Winchborough, but after her initial elation, she says she has faced a catalogue of issues. "I was so excited when I got offered a house back home. Everything was fine to start with, but then it started to snowball. We discovered black mould everywhere. I had to chuck out furniture and clothes due to the damp and mould. They have come out and painted it, but the mould still comes through. My partner needs to clean the windows every day and the walls every week. The worst problem we had to deal with was a sewage pipe flooding our garden. All the waste from the houses around us spewed all over our garden. You could see faeces and toilet paper all over the grass. I couldn't open the window due to the smell, and I wouldn't let my niece play in the garden. I still do not let the kids go in the garden, even though Link said it has been cleaned up. I won't let the dog go out there in case there is any residual waste there." As well as dealing with mould and raw sewage, Vicky says they have also had to contend with an infestation of ants in her son's room, as well as leaks and a temperamental heating system. All of the issues combined have had a massive impact on her health. As well as this, she now has to share caring responsibilities with her sister for a loved one in Winchborough. Due to her fibromyalgia, she is pleading to be moved closer to her family to assist in administering care. She is now appealing to West Lothian Council to find her a home that is both suitable and close to loved ones. Vicky continued, "The house is still continuing to impact my health. I've got fibromyalgia and the mould can make my health deteriorate. I need to be able to stay in an environment that isn't making me ill. I've also got to be close to my family so I can help care for them. It feels to me like the council doesn't even try to help. I've just felt abandoned, really. All I keep being told is I don't have enough points for a council house. And the only home they have ever offered me in this area, there was faeces on the wall and holes in the floors. It was the worst house I've ever seen. I hate it here now. You used to know everybody, but now they are just throwing up houses. They're trying to make us a town, not a village." West Lothian Council declared a housing emergency in May 2024 as demand outstripped supply. At present, they have over 11,000 applicants on the Common Housing Register seeking social housing in the area. Those at the local authority say homes are allocated based on those with the greatest need. A spokesperson for the council said, "We continue to work with registered social landlords to increase the number of homes for rent, which includes new properties in Winchborough. The current programme of council and RSL housing developments aims to deliver a further 1,920 additional homes for rent across West Lothian." They added, "This applicant has been on the Common Housing Register since February 2024, and we will continue to engage with them over their housing needs. While additional points are given to families with greater housing needs, we cannot guarantee when a property will become available in the area they have specified that will match to their individual needs. A property was identified and offered to the family in May 2025, which we thought might meet their needs, but was withdrawn after it was agreed it was not suitable. Any issues regarding their current property should be addressed with their landlord." A Link Group spokesperson said, "We're sorry to hear about the issues facing this tenant and recognise the impact this situation can have. We have carried out inspections and repair works at the property over time, including in relation to drainage and damp and mould. We will now make direct contact with the tenant as a priority to ensure the property is fully assessed and any further works are identified and progressed. We take any concerns about tenants' health seriously and will ensure these are fully considered in our response." And to accompany the article, there's a picture of inside Vicky's house, and it's of adjoining walls and ceiling covered in black mould, and another little picture of the sewage, which is out in her garden. Hopefully by now this has been rectified. And over to Margaret.
Parking woes as petition hits 900 signatures, an article by Stuart Summerall. A West Lothian town which has gathered 900 signatures against parking charges is set to reissue its petition. The move comes as the council launches a public consultation on the introduction of decriminalised parking enforcement. Donald Starvett of Bathgate Community Council said the reissue of the petition and community survey would hope to influence a final decision. He told a meeting of the town's local area committee this week that nothing has changed. The Community Council supports enforcement but not parking charges. As first reported by the local Democracy Reporting Service, that's LDRS, in April last year, the local initiative rejected initial West Lothian proposals to introduce parking charges in the town. Instead, the Bathgate survey called for traffic wardens to enforce parking regulation and parking discs to manage time limits on high streets. It rejected a suggestion to charge for car parks, including at Bathgate Station. Mr. Starvett said, "We are going to be reposting our survey as part of the consultation process. We have a petition of 900 signatures and we think this will be better ammunition to influence a final decision." Bathgate will be one of the first communities to see the new DPE rules come into force in mid to late 2027. We are going to present that petition and hope to influence the decision in a reasonable way. We are happy to take part in the consultation. West Lothian Council Officer Jack Wiggins told the meeting that the plan was to prepare a business case for the introduction of council-managed parking by the end of the year. Once presented to Transport Scotland, the application to take control of parking management will take around 18 months. He stressed that the council was keen to hear from as many people as possible for the consultation. We want to reach as far and as wide as we can. Councillor Pauline Stafford asked if links to the initial parking strategy presented by the council could be included in the consultation presented on the council's webpage. Mr. Wiggins agreed that would be a good idea.
Councillor Willie Boyle expressed concerns about the potential overspill of parking on streets out with the town centre should charges be introduced. Chairing the meeting, Councillor Harry Cartmill Chairing the meeting, Councillor Harry Cartmill lauded the work done by the Community Council. The Community Council came up with the proposals that had a lot of support. It is a very good plan, pragmatic and sensible. I would welcome as much public engagement as possible. DPE transfers management of parking to the council. It can hire its own wardens or contract enforcement out, as many local authorities do. The result of public consultation will be presented to the council's executive in the autumn. And there's a photo here of, it looks like in Bathgate at the steel yard, and it's obviously a car that's been parked in the wrong place, and there's a policeman standing in front of it taking details. And over to Peter.
Travellers set to be moved on. Travellers occupying land at the Excite campus in Linlithgow are set to be moved on. Local councillors in the town last week that a sheriff had signed players to serve notice. It comes almost a week after travellers set up an authorised encampment at the site in McGinley Way in the town. It is one of several set up across the county in recent weeks. There have already been reports of nuisance and vandalism at the site, including playing pitches torn up by vehicles, with reports of cars donating on playing fields, destroying playing surfaces. The travellers moved into the site last Wednesday, the day after the council agreed its new policy framework into how to deal with an issue which hit communities across the county last summer and left the council with a clean-up bill running into tens of thousands of pounds. An unauthorised camp at the Linlithgow site last summer took contractors weeks to access and clear up because of soggy ground conditions. The decree against the latest encampment was issued on Tuesday morning with immediate effect. The council's legal officers arranged for sheriff officers to serve notice in the travelling families. Should the travellers fail to vacate the site, Police Scotland and an external contractor, Low Loaders, will attend to assist Safer Neighbourhood Team officers. Chairing a meeting of the Linlithgow Local Area Committee this morning, Councillor Sally Pattle thanked council officers for providing daily updates on the Excite encampment, given the interest from local people and the questions she and other members had faced over the latest arrival. Last week, the Local Democracy Reporting Service highlighted the difficulties that the council will continue to face under existing legislation. And back to Heather.
Sad news as butcher closes after 44 years. Article by Cara Blackhall. A much-loved West Lothian butchers has announced its sad closure. David Steen Butchers in Bathgate has served the community for 44 years. The family-run business on North Bridge Street has been running since 1982 and has earned a loyal clientele and staff base. They confirmed it has become difficult for two independent butchers to run in the town. Fellow butchers Hugh Black and Sons will move into the premises and continue to serve Bathgate locals. A statement shared on social media reads, "After 44 incredible years serving the town, the time has come for our family to close the doors of our Bathgate butcher's shop. This has not been an easy decision. Since our father Davy and mother Kathleen took their business over from Willie Hamilton in 1982, it has been more than just a shop to us. It has been part of our family's and extended family's life, with 20 of us at one point or another working in or for the shop alongside an incredible team of people. The loyalty of our staff has been paramount to our success, many of whom spent their entire careers with us. It was their knowledge, warmth and humour that kept our customers coming back over the last 4 decades. We feel that we have been part of our customers' lives as well. We've watched families grow, saw the Waynes who got a slice of chopped pork grow up, and in the time come shopping with their own family. They added, we have been in discussions for some time with our friends. Hugh Black and Sons, who we've known for over 30 years and who we respect greatly. The reality is that changing times and reduced footfall in the town now make it difficult for two independent butcher shops to continue side by side. To allow our businesses continued success, Hugh and his team will move from their George Street shop into our premises in North Bridge Street and continue to serve the good people of Bathgate as we take this moment to step away. Whilst our Bathgate chapter is closing, this is by no means the end of our family business. We are proud to continue serving customers from our shop in Blackburn, as well as through our new Hamilton and Brown store in Livingston Designer Outlet. To every customer who supported us over the 44 years, thank you so very much. Thank you for shopping local. Thank you for your loyalty, your conversations, your kindness, the laughter, and for allowing our family to be part of your lives for so long. Your support has meant everything to us. And that brings us to the end of part 1. And we will start with family announcements. Elizabeth Mitchell, or Betty, 2104-1936 to 2305-2026, peacefully at Tippett Hill Hospital on Saturday 23rd of May 2026, Betty aged 90 years. Beloved wife to the late Jim Mitchell, cherished mother to Wilma, Gary, Gwen, Caroline and Matthew. A treasured nan and gran to our loving grandchildren and a dear friend and neighbour. She will be deeply missed by all who knew her. Funeral service will be held at West Lothian Crematorium on Wednesday the 10th of June 2026 at 1:30 p.m, to which all are respectfully invited. At the family's request, no flowers. Norma Watson, Broxburn. Peacefully at home with Christopher by her side. Norma Ann, OBE, DCE, ACE, NFFC, FEIS, FRSE, brackets retired nursery and primary school teacher, close brackets. Loving and much loved wife to Christopher and a dearly loved aunt, colleague and friend to many. Norma's funeral service will be held at West Lothian Crematorium on Friday, June 12th at 1:30, to which all family and friends are respectfully invited. And now over to Marcy.
On the beat with Area Commander Chief Inspector Dougie Grieve. Take simple steps to secure home during holiday season. You'd be forgiven for thinking summer has finally arrived, given the glorious weather we've experienced in West Lothian over the last few days. It's been fantastic to see so many people out enjoying our parks and open spaces, as well as high streets across our towns. This is a brilliant part of the country to make the most of when the sun appears, and I know many of you will be spending more time outdoors with family and friends. While we all welcome the brighter days, I want to take the opportunity to remind everyone of a few simple steps that keep our homes, vehicles and communities safe. Please remember to secure your property. That's even if you're only stepping out for a short time. Windows left open to let in a breeze or doors left unlocked while you're in the garden can unfortunately provide easy opportunities for those looking to commit acquisitive crime. The same applies to vehicles. We know it can be tempting to leave a window cracked open to keep the car cool, but doing so significantly increases the risk of our vehicle being entered or stolen. A few extra seconds to double-check locks can make a real difference. Check out our website for more crime prevention advice at www.scotland.police.uk. I also want to highlight the dangers associated with open water swimming, particularly in reservoirs. As inviting as the water may look on a warm day, reservoirs contain hidden hazards such as sudden drop-offs, strong undercurrents, submerged structures, and extremely cold temperatures beneath the surface. These conditions can catch even confident swimmers off guard. Please enjoy the outdoors safely and stick to designated supervised swimming areas where possible. This month also marks an important milestone for policing in Scotland, with the Retail Crime Task Force reaching its first anniversary. In its first year, the task force has contributed to more than 1,300 arrests for retail-related offences. That has helped improve detection rates across the country. This work comes at a crucial time as we continue to see increases in offences such as shoplifting. Here in West Lothian, we have benefited greatly from the support and expertise of the task force, and we will continue to work closely with them to target those responsible for retail crime. Our local officers remain committed to supporting businesses, protecting staff, and ensuring that our town centres remain safe and welcoming places for everyone. Finally, I want to acknowledge the new cadre of officers who recently took their oath of constable. This marks the beginning of their training and the start of their policing careers. This is a significant step for each of them, and it represents their commitment to serving our communities with integrity and professionalism. Once their training concludes, we look forward to welcoming some of these new recruits to West Lothian. They will join our dedicated teams working hard every day to keep local police safe. As always, thank you for your continued support. Enjoy the sunshine and look after one another and stay safe. And over to Jessica.
Outlet set to play host to Comic Con. Livingston Designer Outlet will be transformed this weekend into an immersive pop culture paradise. Visitors will be able to explore over 80 specialist stalls packed with comic books, action figures, custom merchandise, trading cards, TCG, unique artwork, and independent comic sellers. The weekend will also feature activities such as a free-to-play arcade, allowing visitors to take a trip down memory lane or introduce younger family members to the classics with a selection of retro arcade machines. There will also be movie prop displays from some of the most iconic films and franchises, as well as giant photo opportunities with inflatable figures and meet and greets with beloved characters such as Spider-Man, Sonic and Hedgehog, all completely for free. Michelle Whitelaw, Centre Director at Livingston Designer Outlet, said, "We are very much looking forward to welcoming the BGCP Comic Con group to the scheme to celebrate some of the biggest film franchises and offer visitors the opportunity to meet beloved franchise characters. It is a great way to offer our customers an immersive and free event, and we look forward to welcoming guests over the weekend to join us." Beyond the event, Livingston Designer Outlet also hosts a wide variety of food and beverage vendors, including Hamilton and Brown and Tikka Nation, plus many more, perfect for visiting while taking part in the Comic Con festivities. The event takes place at the Designer Outlet on Saturday, June the 6th and Sunday, June the 7th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And you can obtain tickets by logging on to www.eventbrite.co.uk. And over to Margaret.
Urgent appeal after break-in. An article by Chloe Goodall. West Lothian Police have issued an urgent appeal for information following a break-in and theft in Livingston. Officers received reports that at approximately 7 a.m. on Saturday, May the 23rd, a property on Ross Way was accessed and jewellery was taken. Police Scotland has confirmed that the jewellery taken was estimated to be worth a 5-figure sum in total. Inquiries into the theft are ongoing, but officers are asking anyone in the area with private CCTV or dashcam footage to get in touch. Detective Constable Daniel McLaughlin said, "Our inquiries are ongoing and I am appealing to anyone who witnessed the incident to contact us. I would also ask anyone who was in the area around these times and who may have private CCTV or dashcam footage which could assist our inquiries to come forward. Anyone with information is asked to contact Police Scotland on 101, quoting incident 2807 of 23rd May 2026. Alternatively, Crime Stoppers can be contacted anonymously on 0800 555 111. And over to Peter.
Centre staff fears over young yobs. It's an article by Stuart Somerville. Staff claim teenagers are running riot in and around a major council building in West Lothian, and there's nothing been done to stop it. Bathgate's Partnership Centre sits directly across the road from the town's police station, but staff in the centre say they have to put up with nightly abuse and threats from boozed-up teens. The latest invasion of the Jim Walker Partnership on South Bridge Street last week culminated in facilities staff hitting a panic button to demand police attention. Councillor Harry Cartmel condemned the behaviour, saying we live in a no-consequences society. A meeting of the town's local area committee heard the council offices and library had become a hot spot in the town centre that had witnessed growing acts of antisocial behaviour in recent months. Officers attending the meeting conceded that there had been a surge in disorder. A ward report to the meeting said patrols continued around the town centre and intervention took place with several premises who made the team aware of youth issues. Councillor Willie Boyle said that it was a police uniform which would be effective in dealing with loutish behaviour. Facility staff at the centre are mocked and abused by the youths. Councillor Boyle said antisocial behaviour is a problem. It has been quite prominent in this building and surrounding areas. I don't know the answer to that. It seems to flare up now and then, and this particular 6 months or so has been particularly bad. He told Sergeant Jamie Duthie, it seems that they will just not recognise any authority other than a police uniform. What crossed my mind is there some other way around, that some other recognised body that would free up you guys but still brings some clout to that. Sergeant Duthie said the uniform could act as a barrier to dealing with situations and said that he would discuss the issues at a weekly meeting with the Safer Neighbourhood team and Youth Action Project staff who work with youth across the county. Some kids will take advice and guidance, some won't, and that comes from parental influence and behaviours as well, the officer added. I take on board that there has been an upsurge in the last few weeks. He said ultimately a youth who was charged would have to have a parent present. The meeting heard that planters put together by volunteers have been destroyed in the town centre last week. There is a mistaken belief that the town centre is covered by CCTV. It has not been for several years, and police rely on information from the public. Councillor Cartmel, chair of the committee, said, the staff in here, the only word I can use, are demented by the antisocial behaviour. We live in a no-consequences society. These kids are running feral. They know that they cannot get touched. It's almost a cliche to say, but when I was a kid, you would get a clout around the ear. We don't have that anymore, but we need it. He said filling stations at both Tesco and Morrison's in the town had been closed one night recently to protect staff after a gang of feral youths had tried to rob the stores. This is a serious thing, a no-consequence society. What do we do about it? We need to go back to basics, to what it used to be. It's just feral behaviour. At the meeting held in the Partnership Centre, Councillor Cartmel added, I've seen the kids down the stairs. They have no respect for the staff. The police really need to have a better presence. I know you are constrained by what you can do, but at the same time it's needed. It's pretty bad in the town. And alongside the article there is a picture of the Jim Walker Partnership Centre. And back to Heather.
Kids online survey is submitted. Livingston MP Gregor Poynton has submitted the findings of a local West Lothian consultation on children's online safety and social media use to the UK Government. The consultation, which included an online survey and local listening event, gathered views from parents, carers, teachers, young people and community members from across West Lothian on issues including social media, age limits, online harm, mobile phone use in schools and digital well-being. The findings have now been formally shared with the Secretary of State for Science, Innovation and Technology, Liz Kendall MP, as part of the wider discussions around online safety legislation and children's well-being. The survey revealed strong concern locally about the impact of social media and online platforms on children and young people, particularly around harmful content, bullying, excessive screen time, addictive platform design, and mental health impacts. A large majority of respondents supported the introduction of a legal minimum age for social media access, while many others backed stronger restrictions on online features designed to keep children engaged for longer, including algorithms, live streaming, messaging strangers, and location sharing. There was also significant support for restrictions on mobile phone use during the school day, alongside flexibility for safeguarding medical needs and additional support requirements. Mr Poynton said families across Livingston constituency and West Lothian have raised very real concerns about the impact social media and online harms are having on children and young people. This consultation was about listening directly to local people, parents, teachers, carers and young people themselves, and ensuring those voices are heard as government continues work on online safety and digital regulation. The responses showed strong support for tougher protections for children online, particularly around harmful content, addictive algorithms and age restrictions. At the same time, many people also recognise the positive role technology can play in education, communication and accessing support when used safely and responsibly. I want to thank everyone who took part in the survey, attended the local listening event or contacted me directly with their experiences and views. I have now formally submitted the findings to the UK Government so that the voices of the people across Livingston constituency can help inform the wider national discussion on protecting children online. The consultation also highlighted calls for greater support for parents and carers, including clearer guidance, stronger parental controls, more online safety education and better information from social media companies. Free text responses submitted through the consultation included concerns about online bullying, influence culture, harmful content and enforcement of age restrictions alongside calls for stronger regulation of major technology platforms. And over to Marcy.
Householders facing huge rise in energy bills by Ross Thompson. West Lothian householders are facing an increase of more than £200 to their energy bills after Ofgem announced the energy price cap will increase by 13% in July. Advice Direct Scotland, which runs the National Energy Advice Service, energyadvice.scot, said the rise will be a summer shock for thousands of people struggling with payments. Energy regulator Ofgem announced last week that the cap on what suppliers can charge will rise from £1,641 to £1,862 on the 1st of July on a typical annual dual fuel bill. This is a 13% increase on the current level and will mean the average bill rises by £221 per year. Current forecasts suggest the price cap will rise again in October. The new price cap is £724 more than the amount households were being charged before the energy crisis hit in the autumn of 2021, an increase of 64%. Advice Direct Scotland is urging anyone worried about energy-related debt to contact its team of experts who can provide free, impartial and practical advice. It is also urging all households to review how much they are paying and check whether there are better tariffs available. The charity said the persistently high cost of gas and electricity underlined why the UK needs a social energy tariff, which could put the most vulnerable customers on the cheaper retail deals. Eligibility for such a tariff could be determined by a variety of metrics. Craig Tobin, Head of Business Development and Impact at Advice Direct Scotland, said, "This is one of the largest increases in the price cap since it was brought in 5 years ago and will come as a summer shock for thousands of households across Scotland. Many have been building up debts to their energy suppliers, with other increases to the cost of living heaping pressure on the already stretched domestic budgets. To put this in context, under the new cap, people will be paying over £700 per year more than they were before the energy crisis first hit 5 years ago. That is why we have been calling for the introduction of a social energy tariff, which could give the most vulnerable people across access to the cheapest deals. The most important thing to remember is that nobody should struggle alone and help is available. Anyone experiencing difficulties should visit www.energyadvice.scot or call 0808 196 8660 for assistance." And over to Jessica.
Volunteer recognised with award, an article by Ross Thompson. The Centre Livingston has paid tribute to the volunteer Carolyn Blake for her outstanding work at Stonyburn and Bent's Future Vision Group SCIO by inviting her into the shopping centre to receive a framed personalised certificate and a £100 gift card to treat herself. The aim of the Volunteer Award, which is part of the Centre Livingston's Support in the Community initiative, is to shine a light on local people in West Lothian who dedicate their time to helping others. Carolyn, who was nominated by Laura McMillan, Project Development Officer at Stonyburn and Bent's Future Vision Group SCIO, has been helping at the community larder for over 8 years and making sure it runs smoothly and everyone is well looked after since the day she started. Additionally, Carolyn has supported various events organised by the Vision Groups, from the Fulshi Fun Run and Santa Parade to the Carers Group and Young at Heart afternoon teas. Laura said, "Carolyn is a dedicated volunteer who supports the running of our community larder each week with warmth and care, creating a friendly, welcoming space where everyone feels included and valued and takes time to chat to everyone. She always builds strong connections and ensures service users feel supported and makes a real difference within our community, which is why she is very deserving of this fantastic award. As a community development trust, we rely on the time and dedication provided by our volunteers. Without them, we would be unable to operate as many activities, events and services, such as our upcoming Fulshi Fun Run and picnic in the park. Our charity is dedicated to supporting the local community by creating inclusive, welcoming spaces for people of all ages. Through youth groups, over 50s activities and practical services like the community larder, we promote connection, well-being and opportunity, helping individuals feel valued, supported and empowered to thrive within their community. Without the help from people like Carolyn, who we are lucky to have on board, the charity would be impossible to run." Carolyn said, "I love being part of the larder because it's about more than just food, it's about people. A friendly chat and a warm welcome can make such a difference. I'm proud to help create a space where everyone feels included. I'd like to extend my thanks to Laura for putting me forward for the Volunteer Award, which was such a lovely surprise, and to the Centre Livingston for recognising and rewarding the efforts of people like me who enjoy giving back to the community in any way we can." Patrick Roberts, Centre Director at the Centre Livingston, said, "Congratulations to Carolyn for being nominated for her outstanding work at her local charity and all the work she does in her community to help others. Presenting her with a personalised certificate and a £100 gift card to treat herself and finding out more about the great work she is doing was an honour." Volunteers Week is an annual UK-wide campaign held from the first Monday in June to celebrate and recognise the contributions of volunteers. If you know anyone who deserves to be recognised and rewarded for going the extra mile to help other people in the local community, please send your nominations to inquiries@thecentrelivingston.com. And to accompany the article, there's a picture of Carolyn receiving her award by one of the staff members at the centre. She's wearing a very striking blouse, navy, yellow and white. And she's also holding very proudly her frame certificate, her certificate of achievement for all the work she does in her community. And over to Margaret.
Local youngsters told to stay safe near water, an article by Ross Thompson. Scottish Water is urging West Lothian locals to stay safe and not take risks around watercourses such as reservoirs, rivers, lochs and coastal waters this summer. The latest figures issued by the National Water Safety Forum shows that there were 39 accidental drownings in Scotland in 2025 and 202 across the UK, with most occurring at inland locations such as reservoirs, rivers and lochs or lakes. The call from Scottish Water follows some dangerous and antisocial behaviour by groups of young people at reservoirs across Scotland, including diving from water towers which are working parts of reservoirs, and a number of accidental drownings in England and Wales during the hot weather there. Peter Farrer, Scottish Water's Chief Operating Officer, said, "While people should enjoy any good weather we have this summer and take pleasure around beautiful lochs, reservoirs, rivers and beaches, it's absolutely vital they stay safe at all times and behave responsibly." As the 39 accidental drownings in Scotland last year show, safety is a serious issue in all bodies of water. At reservoirs, while the water may look harmless, there are many hidden dangers lurking. We need to ensure everyone is aware of these hazards. We're reminding parents to keep their children safe and asking everyone to act responsibly around reservoirs and other watercourses. In the interest of public safety, Scottish Water does not encourage swimming in its 300 reservoirs. Deep cold water is a particular danger at reservoirs and dams. Steep banks, spillways, that's overflows, and underwater pipework can also present real hazards. Inland waters such as reservoirs also remain dangerously cold even in warm summer weather and are hazardous for cold water shock, an involuntary physiological response when the body is suddenly immersed in cold water. Many reservoirs are also situated in remote locations, meaning there is a lack of immediate assistance and mobile phone reception can be poor. The company's reservoir safety advice is also targeted at pet owners. One of the biggest concerns with dog owners is when their dog gets in trouble and in water and the owner goes in to help. Sometimes the dog survives, but the owner doesn't. The Royal Lifesaving Society UK, that's RLSS UK, the leading water safety education charity, is backing Scottish Water's advice and is launching its annual National Drowning Prevention Week campaign from June the 13th to 20th. Ashley Jones, RLSS UK, Head of Water Safety and Education, said, "Every accidental drowning is a devastating tragedy that affects families, friends and whole communities. Teenagers are at very high risk group. Drownings increase in warmer weather and inland waters, such as lochs, lakes, rivers and reservoirs, remain the most common location for accidental drownings." RLSS UK's Drowning Prevention Week is timed to ensure families, educators and leisure operators have the opportunity to discuss water safety with children and teenagers ahead of the school summer holidays. Also supporting Scottish Water's call, Caroline McAvoy, Head of Policy at the Royal Society for the Prevention of Accidents, that's ROSPA, said, "As the weather improves and more people head outdoors, we sadly see a rise in accidental drownings every spring and summer. Too many of these tragedies are preventable. That's why ROSPA works closely with Water Safety Scotland and organisations across the country to make sure clear, life-saving water safety advice reaches people of all ages. Water Safety Scotland provides a fantastic range of free resources for teachers, parents and communities, including education materials developed with Education Scotland, alongside practical videos and guidance. At the heart of this is the Water Safety Code, Stop and Think. Spot the dangers, stay together, stay close, and in an emergency call 999. We encourage everyone to take a few minutes to learn the water safety code and pass it on. Sharing this knowledge could make all the difference and help keep people safe in, on and around water this summer. And back to Heather.
And that brings us to the end of part 2.
I'll say something again.
And welcome back to part 3, which includes the quiz. Remember to listen in at the start of part 4 for the answers. So, question 1. Which Scottish snooker player was world champion 7 times between 1990 and 1999? Was it A. Alan McManus, B. John Higgins, or C. Stephen Hendry? Question 2. Which group recorded the hit single Weather With You in 1992? Was it A. Dire Straits, B. Crowded House, or C. James? Question 3. In music, how many valves does a cornet have? A. 3, B. 2, C. 4. Question 4. What was the first name of the inventor of the Braille system of writing for the blind? Was it A. Lance, B. Leopold, or C. Lewis? Question 5. For which 1980 film did Robert De Niro win the second of his 2 Oscars to date? A. Raging Bull, B. The Deer Hunter, C. Taxi Driver. And question 6. In tennis, how many times did Pete Sampras win Wimbledon between 1993 and 2000? A. 6, B. 5, or C. 7? And now over to Peter.
Volunteers hailed for hard work with homeless hounds. An article by Ross Thompson. As the UK celebrates the invaluable difference that volunteers make during National Volunteers Week, Dogs Trust West Calder is giving a huge round of applause to the wonderful 82 helpers who support their homeless hounds. Fabulous volunteers give over 500 hours of their time to Dogs Trust West Calder every month, helping with all manners of tasks, including walking four-legged friends, gardening, making sure the poochies have clean beds, and fundraising. There really is no end to their dedication and talents in support of the daily work at the West Calder Rehoming Centre. Nationally, Dogs Trust has over 3,600 volunteers who play a vital role in helping the charity care for over 11,000 dogs every year. Volunteering with the UK's largest dog welfare charity is one of the best ways to support rescue dogs, and there is every breed of opportunity to get involved to match all manner of interests and skill sets. Gary Lee, volunteer coordinator at Dogs Trust West Calder, said, "Our fabulous team of volunteers are the most amazing, kind and dedicated people I have ever met. They go above and beyond for the dogs in our care, and it simply wouldn't be possible to achieve everything we do without them. Volunteers Week is the perfect time to thank them for their time, commitment and good humour. They are simply the best. If you want to join our fabulous volunteer team to develop new skills, gain experience, meet new friends and most importantly, help make a real difference for our dogs, then please get in touch. To find out more about volunteering with Dogs Trust, visit www.dogstrust.org.uk/support-us/volunteering. And alongside the article, there are 5 photographs of any number of volunteers clearly happy in their work at the Dogs Trust. And back to Heather.
Tenants set to get bill for garden mess. Council tenants who blight their neighbourhood with gardens filled with rubbish could find themselves footing a bill to have them cleared. Bathgate's housing manager, Emma Ramsey, assured councillors that her team was working hard to get the message across that scruffy, overgrown and unkept gardens were unacceptable to the council or neighbours. Chair of the town's local area committee, Harry Cartmill, was joined by SNP councillor Willie Boyle in his appeal for action. Councillor Cartmill reiterated calls for the first made in 2022 for action, citing knee-length grass, rubbish piled up and overgrown shrubbery in council gardens across the town. He branded it an example of society de-evolving. This week, Councillor Cartmill said that in a change from his youth, when the contest was for the best-kept garden, it appeared that the contest was now to find the worst-kept. I see it everywhere, he told the meeting. There's nothing that brings our communities down at this time of year than a garden not being looked after. You can see the obvious council properties. There are a plethora of them, just lying a mess, and there's nothing that brings a community down more than that. It's my annual appeal. I know turning around the voids is more important, but this is the thing that people see and that people say to me about. It's a thing that's been a real depreciation for me. This is in their tenancy agreements. You must be able to do something. Is it something your officers can look at, said Councillor Cartmill. Councillor Boyle said, it's an issue and always has been, but some gardens now are just really ridiculous. It impacts strongly on the neighbours. Ms Ramsey told the meeting, I agree with what you are saying. This is something our team is really starting to knuckle down on. She added that external issues with gardens could point to problems within tenanted homes, which has been being given attention. She added that a case in Livingston had been progressed to a breach of tenancy because of the state of the garden. She said, we always give the tenant ample opportunity to change before we would intervene, but that often falls on deaf ears. We would look at the work that we would need to do. We are trying our best. If there are specific addresses, please get in touch and we can have a look at them. And now over to Marcy.
Fate of nursery to be decided. The Scottish Government will decide whether a crumbling Edwardian nursery school will survive the wrecking ball. The owner of the building in Armadale has appealed against West Lothian Council's latest refusal to demolish the crumbling building. A reporter appointed by the Division of Planning and Environmental Appeals, DPEA, will determine the case. The Council Development Management Committee voted in March to reject a proposal to clear the site in Academy Street by its owner, Lucas Land Purchases. The school, on a prominent site in the town, has seen several attempts to demolish it and replace it with a housing development. But the Development Management Committee in Livingston was split on its future when the latest application from the builder's owners came up. Councillor Willie Boyle urged fellow members to back demolition, saying, Armadale deserves better. In the latest move, an agent for the owners has provided a written submission to the DPEA, arguing that the listing refers to the wider site, which contains two other school buildings. The statement said the school building group is C-listed building within the HES listing description and statement of importance, noting that the main two-storey building, current primary school, is the main focus of the site. The agents argued that there have been significant levels of marketing and development proposals over a 20-year period. The current owners assumed ownership of the site from a family business and have no wish to develop it. They plan to sell it on for development. Previous planning applications have detailed up to 5 houses built on the site. A reporter has yet to be appointed, but a decision on the school's future is expected by the autumn. And over to Jessica.
Family homes on the market. Avant Homes Scotland has released a collection of new family homes for sale in Armadale. The house builder has launched a further range of 3, 4 and 5 bedroom family homes at Honeyman Park in the West Lothian town. Selected homes at the development are offered with incentives, including part exchange, deposit contribution and upgrades. The Dream Move package is also available on selected plots, which includes full LBTT paid, a £1,000 contribution towards legal fees, fitted wardrobes, turf to rear garden, a flooring package and a £1,000 retailer gift voucher on legal completion. Located off West Main Street, the £72 million 280-home Honeyman Park development offers 2, 3, 4 and 5 bedroom homes starting from £214,995. Avant Homes Scotland Sales Director Lisa Archibald said, "Honeyman Park is a fantastic place to live and we're excited to help more families join the growing community we have created. We anticipate strong interest in these new family homes, so encourage interested buyers to visit the developments and speak to our sales team about how we can help make their next move a reality. For more information on the developments, search online at Avant Homes Honeyman Park." And over to Margaret.
Company's Ghost Town Transformation Wins Award, an article by Ross Thompson. The transformation of a Livingston ghost town has been recognised by industry experts. Springfield Partnerships, part of the Springfield Group, secured the large, affordable Development of the Year title for the transformation of Deans South in Livingston at the Homes for Scotland Awards. The homes at Deans South were impacted by RAC and had been abandoned. While most residents had been relocated, 9 families who owned their homes were trapped living in condemned properties for over 20 years. Today, due to the partnership working between Springfield, the Wheatley Group and West Lothian Council, this forgotten area is a thriving development with 88 of the 136 homes already occupied with work underway on the third and final phase of the site. Now, the transformation of this abandoned estate has been recognised by industry experts who have awarded the site the Homes for Scotland's Large Affordable Development of the Year. Deans South stood out to judges for a number of reasons. These were the innovative structure and thinking behind the deal, which helped address affordable housing need in the area, while also supporting those who were living in condemned homes. The extensive support and engagement with former Deans residents throughout construction and the impact the transformation has made on the wider area, turning a forgotten eyesore into a new thriving community. Springfield Partnerships Managing Director Tom Leggett said, "Restoring Deans South back to a thriving community has been a fascinating journey for Springfield, and given the uniqueness of the project, it has been hugely challenging and equally rewarding. The transformation of Deans South from a ghost town into a vibrant place people would be proud to call home has truly been a result of collaborative working from multiple parties with one shared goal, ensuring everyone has a safe and warm and decent place to live. We should be proud of what we have achieved here, and it's fantastic for this work to be recognised on an industry-wide platform. Naturally, the key thing is the impact that it has had on those who live at Deans South, but winning this award is the icing on the cake. Well done to all of those involved." Kerry McIntosh, who has now been living in her new Springfield house in Deans South for over 2 years, was delighted with the news. She added, "Springfield and Deans South deserved this award. I cannot thank Sandy Adam and the Springfield team enough for the impact they have had on my family's lives and the homeowners of Deans South that were left living in the condemned homes for years. We'll have yet another reason to celebrate at our Deans South Community Street Party to mark the opening of the Joe Baxter's Play Park within the development, in memory of a former Deans resident next year now. For more information, visit the Springfield Group www.greyhound.co.uk/partnerships. And now,
Greyhound's Playful Side, an article by a staff reporter. Leighton is a 5-year-old greyhound who is a sweet-natured boy with a cheeky and playful personality, just waiting to shine. Black Beauty Leighton can be a little shy when meeting new people, but once he gets to know you, he forms a strong bond and becomes a loyal companion who looks to his favourite humans for reassurance when he's feeling unsure. With patience and kindness, his affectionate side quickly begins to show. One of Leighton's favourite things in the world is playtime, especially when his beloved squeaky ball is involved. He's also extremely food motivated, which makes him both entertaining and rewarding to spend time with. He'll certainly make sure you never forget dinner time, and no treat is ever truly lost in Leighton's eyes, even the ones that roll under the sofa. He will sniff them out for sure. When out and about, Leighton gains lots of confidence from being around other dogs and could potentially live with another friendly dog, pending a successful meet at Dogs Trust West Calder. Leighton is searching for a calm and understanding home with children of secondary school age or older, where he can continue to build his confidence and enjoy life at his own pace. To find out more about all the poochies patiently waiting to be adopted at Dogs Trust West Calder, visit www.dogstrust.org.uk/West Calder. And beside the article, there is a picture of Leighton looking very interested in the photographer. And back to Heather.
Head teacher going her own way on mobile use. Article by Stuart Somerville. Mobile phones are essential for learning in one of West Lothian's newest high schools. Pupils and teachers at Sinclair Academy in Winchborough make pragmatic use of devices seen by many as the curse of modern high schools. Pupils from the school joined the head teacher Anne-Marie Jess in a presentation to Linlithgow Local Area Committee. A growing number of children from the town's primary schools now move up to attend Sinclair, which first opened in 2023. The school, the third RC High School in West Lothian, opened alongside Winchborough Academy as part of a £60 million investment in education. It shares sports facilities with the non-denominational school and also serves a new Catholic primary in the rapidly growing community. Ms Jess said that while the school has a cluster of 3 feeder primary schools, it would be welcome pupils from 10 primaries in August as more placing requests have been made. Sinclair Academy is named after Margaret Sinclair, a trade union and social activist. The mobile phone approach is in contrast to that taken by Linlithgow Academy. West Lothian Council allows each school to determine its own policy on mobile use. One of the pupils, Michael, told councillors, "It's essential for learning. A lot of our teachers use it as a resource. At school, for folk who struggle with writing, they can use their phone to read stuff." He was answering a question from Labour's Tom Conn, who said, "So you see it as a tool that can help you." Another pupil, Patricia, said, "I think many people use them appropriately." In the presentation, Ms Jess said, the school roll has risen from just 80 pupils when it first opened to now 282. Another 100 pupils will join in August. The new term 2026-27 will mean that the school is well on course to meet its expected total capacity of 660 before 2030. Another first for the school next year will be its first presentation of pupils in the new 4th year for national qualifications. In her presentation, Ms Jess said, "Our school is continually evolving. We are now in our 3rd year. The school is now starting to feel wonderfully busy. Faith firmly in the centre of everything we do, we strive each day to live out our core values of aspiration, mercy, integrity and service while honouring the life and work of our patron, Margaret Sinclair, through prayer, devotion and service to others. This year we have worked closely with the Margaret Sinclair Society, learning more about our patron during her centenary year. Our chaplaincy group is made up of all young people of all faiths committed to putting their faith into action to serve others. Councillor Sally Pattle, chairing the meeting, said, "It seems like you have a great school spirit, and it's great to see our young people so engaged in their school and in their community." And there's a photograph of the head teacher and some of the pupils standing outside the school. And now over to Marcy.
New Path has Right Connection by Ross Thompson. A new walking and wheeling path connecting Newton and Duntarvie with existing paths in West Lothian has officially opened, one of a number of projects funded by Walking Scotland's Ian Findlay Path Fund, IFPF. In response to years of road safety concerns, the new route replaces a dangerous stretch of the B8020 with a safe, accessible off-road connection to the wider Winchborough Path network. The path is one of 62 community-led projects funded by the IFPF since 2022, a fund supported by Transport Scotland and administered by Walking Scotland that has invested £5.1 million in active travel infrastructure across 16 council areas. The fund was established in memory of Ian Findlay, CBE, the former Chief Executive Officer of Walking Scotland, who spent his career championing accessible paths and everyday walking as the foundation of healthier, more connected communities. Walking Scotland is a charity that helps more walking and wheeling as part of our daily life, promoting the benefits of walking on our physical, social and mental health. The charity work with partners and local communities to reduce barriers and improve places and spaces to walk and wheel. Across Scotland, its projects have upgraded more than 69 kilometres of path surfaces, created over 16 kilometres of new link paths, removed 28 accessibility barriers and installed 92 new seats, changes that have already given people safer routes to school, work and local green spaces. For many in the village, the path is already making a noticeable difference. Children can now walk or wheel safely to school, families are spending more time outdoors together, and residents are able to travel between communities without relying on busy roads or car journeys. Julie Brechin, Secretary of Newton Community Council, said, "This path was always about our community and making life easier and safer for local people. Before it was built, residents had to walk along the B8020 with heavy traffic and there was no safe route connecting us to Winchborough. Now, children can walk or cycle to school safely. Families are out using the path together and people are enjoying being able to spend time outdoors away from traffic and noise. It has quickly become part of daily life here in Newton." The route combines existing historic paths with new sections to provide a new route and was designed to be accessible for everyone. Benches and picnic areas along the route have also created new spaces for residents to meet, walk and spend time together outdoors. Julie continued, "What has been lovely to see is how many different people are using the path already. Young families, older residents, walkers and cyclists are all making use of it every day. It's not about attracting visitors from far away. This is a path built by the community for the community. It is about helping local people to stay active, connected and independent. This project represents a truly collaborative partnership, bringing together Walking Scotland, Newton Community Council, Hopetoun Estates, the Walk, Wheel and Cycle Trust, West Lothian Council, award-winning environmental consultancy Ironside Farrer and civil engineering specialists Covenburn Contracts. Walking Scotland says the Newton project is a strong example of the fund's impact, showing how community-led investment in local paths can transform everyday life. Kevin Lafferty, Chief Executive Officer of Walking Scotland, said, "We're so pleased to see the impact this path has already had for local people. The Ian Finlay Path Fund has left a legacy that communities across Scotland will benefit from for generations. The route is also expected to support local businesses, with the village shop, garage and pub likely to benefit from increased footfall as more people travel between Newton and neighbouring communities on foot or by bike." And there's a picture of the path with new fencing and lovely open spaces and a nice path underfoot. And over to Jessica.
Cops arrest e-bike teen. A West Lothian teenager has been charged following police patrols. The 15-year-old was halted by officers in Whitburn before an e-bike was seized. He was charged with a number of road traffic offences. It comes as police continue to crack down on the use of e-bikes. A statement from West Lothian reads, "We thank the public for the information being provided, which allows us to carry out targeted patrols in the area."
And that brings us to the end of part 3. Welcome back to part 4, and we'll start with the answers to the quiz. Question 1. Which Scottish snooker player was world champion 7 times between 1990 and 1999? The answer was C, Stephen Hendry. Question 2. Which group recorded the hit single Weather With You in 1992? The answer was B, Crowded House. Question 3. In music, how many valves does a cornet have? The answer was A, 3. Question 4. What was the first name of the inventor of the Braille system of writing for the blind? And it was C, Lewis. Question 5. For which 1980 film did Robert De Niro win the second of his 2 Oscars to date? The answer was A, Raging Bull. And finally, question 6. In tennis, how many times did Pete Sampras win Wimbledon between 1993 and 2000? The answer was C, 7. And now over to Jessica.
Marcia. Nifty at 50 as Centre begins its anniversary celebrations, by Ross Thompson. The 50th anniversary celebrations at the Centre, Livingston, got off to a great start. Livingston, with a local boy from Bathgate winning a £500 gift card in a Plinko game hosted by Go Radio's Gina McKee, and the unveiling of the Livy the Unicorn mascot. Excited shoppers queued to take part in the 50 gift card giveaway competition of varying denominations, with Caspar Wong, who was visiting the Centre Livingston with his dad and younger brother, hitting the jackpot and securing the one-off £500 prize. The Livy the Unicorn mascot was also unveiled and introduced to visitors for the first time and handed out free wildflower seeds. Shoppers were invited to join in the celebrations with complimentary popcorn and face painting, with donations optional for the shopping centre's charity partner, Firefly Arts, who have been running drama classes and workshops for younger people in the local community for over 30 years. The Centre Livingston also celebrated their golden anniversary with pupils from 9 local primary schools, proudly watching on by teachers and parents in a time capsule lowering ceremony following a project with the schools to help mark the 50th milestone. Contributions included poems and letters which represented their experience of life today and their sense of community and hopes for the future. A blether bench was also launched next to Primark to encourage visitors to share their memories and reminisce about years gone by. Patrick Roberts, Centre Director at Livingston, said, "What a fantastic buzz in the shopping centre over the past few days as we launched the start of our 50th anniversary celebrations. It was great to welcome pupils in the local primary schools to help fill and lower our time capsule and invite all of our shoppers to help mark our major milestone with the chance to win a gift card to treat themselves, which kick-started a programme of exciting events which will take place throughout the year. And there are various pictures of school people and children and a big banner with 50 years. And over to Jessica.
Livingston appoint new boss. Glenn is at the wheeling. Former Republic of Ireland number 2 takes over as Lions head coach. New Livingston head coach Glenn Whelan says the hard work is already well underway after he took the reins at Almond Vale last week. The former Republic of Ireland player assistant coach has replaced Marvin Bartley in the dugout and will now focus on putting his stamp on a squad desperate to seal an immediate return to the Scottish Premiership next season. A vastly experienced player and coach, the 42-year-old made well over 700 appearances as a player across spells at Stoke City, Manchester City, Sheffield Wednesday, Aston Villa, Hearts, Fleetwood Town and Bristol Rovers, and earned 91 caps for his country whilst playing at 2 European Championships in 2012 and 2016. He began his coaching journey at Bristol Rovers and has also worked within the Republic of Ireland national team setup, joining the senior international coaching staff under former teammate John O'Shea during his interim spell in charge of the national side. His most recent role was as assistant manager to Sean Maloney and then Ryan Lowe at Wigan Athletic. And speaking after his appointment, Whelan told the club website, "I'm delighted to have been given this opportunity as head coach of Livingston, something I'm incredibly proud of, and I will give my all for the club moving forward. I'm eager to grasp this opportunity and help build a successful team that the fans can be truly proud of and get right behind. I'm grateful to the board for their belief in me, and the hard work has already begun. I can't wait to get started and look forward to the journey ahead." Sporting Director David Martindale added, "I'm delighted to bring Glenn in as our new head coach. I know it's taken a little bit of time, but we needed to make sure we got the right fit for the club, and we feel we've done that. There was a huge amount of interest and it wasn't an easy decision. However, after detailed interviews, Glenn came across incredibly well, and we all feel there is real alignment between how Glenn approaches the game and how we want to do things ourselves. He had a top playing career and has done the hard yards at several clubs, learning the game from a coach's point of view. He has also had spells in charge as interim manager at Wigan and within the coaching setup at Republic of Ireland. His beliefs and values align very well with ours, and we are delighted to give him this opportunity and equally delighted that he has accepted it. To have played close to 100 games for his country and over 300 games in the EPL shows that we are bringing in an elite mindset and an individual with a real winning mentality." And there's a picture of Glenn Whelan. I think it's in his old Bristol Rovers strip, but he's not looking too happy, but he is looking as if he's concentrating hard and probably wondering how to get Livingston back up to the Premiership next season. And over to Margaret.
Subo leads Drinks World Cup ad. Boyle joins host of stars to create hilarious anthem backing Scotland's team. This is an article by Joan Dingwall. Susan Boyle has teamed up with Iron Brew to create a hilarious World Cup anthem. Subo joins Scotland footballer John McGinn and Franz Ferdinand's rocker Alex Kapranos for their take on the slogan for Scotland's other national drink, made from girders. The latest ad from the drinks giant also features comedian Paul Black and cabaret star Mae Miller and images the trials and tribulations of fans who make it to the World Cup finals in the US. They continue to sing as they put up with American quirks such as giant hot dogs and unfortunate customs searches. The hilarious send-off comes just days after Steve Clarke's boys arrived in the US ahead of their matches against Haiti, Morocco and Brazil, in an effort to make it past the group stages of the World Cup finals. Subo is seen breakdancing as well as singing from atop the Forth Road Bridge. The I Dreamed a Dream star said, The anthem is such a fun track, it really shows what being a Scotland fan is all about, and perfectly sums up this World Cup, not just for the supporters but also the team. There's definitely going to be a whole range of emotions over the next few weeks, but more than any other group of fans in the world, the Girder spirit will get us through. We're Made in Scotland from Girders is a rousing re-imaging of the iconic 1980s advert and a thunderous rallying cry for the Tartan Army. It captures the quirks of the fans' experience this summer, following supporters as they navigate what the summer might throw at them, all while singing their way through the fun song. The tongue-in-cheek anthem leans into everything from eye-watering ticket prices, getting into the US, late nights and even America's infamous tipping culture, showing that whether on the pitch or in the stands, we're made from girders. Capranos tears through a blistering guitar solo, and viral Scottish comedian Paul delivers his own funny take on the baffling quirks of American culture. Subo appears high up on the Forth Bridge as she proclaims to the US, "We'll deep fry your hot dogs." She is then backed up by McGinn, who also plays a starring role in the advert. Kenny Nicholson, director of brand at Iron Brew, said, "Scotland fans have experienced it all during the last 28 years, the true definition of being made from girders. This moment has been decades in the making, and this anthem is a rallying cry for the fans. It celebrates what it means to be a fan. We can't wait to hear it being bellowed out as they follow the action this summer." And whether that's watching home or away, the song has been launched on Iron Brew's social channels and is available to stream on Spotify. And there's various photos. There's one of Subo. She's not on top of the Forth Road Bridge right enough. And there's one of John McGinn and others, and of Alex Capranos on the guitar. Looks fun.
Business Robbery by Cara Blackhall. West Lothian detectives are appealing for information after a suspect wearing a blue boiler suit swiped thousands of pounds worth of sporting goods. The incident occurred at around 10:50 p.m. on Saturday, May the 23rd, from a business premises just off the A89 near Uphall. The alleged culprit was also understood to have been wearing gloves and a balaclava during the suspected break-in. It is understood no one was injured as a result of the disturbance. Detective Sergeant Kevin Clark said, "Thankfully no one was injured as a result of this incident, and our inquiries are ongoing to establish the full circumstances. I am appealing to anyone who is in the area and who may have dashcam or private CCTV which could assist to contact us. Anyone with any information is asked to contact 101, quoting reference 4078 of the 23rd of May 2026. Alternatively, contact Crime Stoppers on 0800 555 111 anonymously." And back to Heather.
Last gasp win for Monarchs in tight contest. After a very hard-fought match in which all 14 riders played their full part, Monarchs stormed to a heat 155-1 to grab a narrow 46/44 victory on Friday. That was the only time the home side had led. Indeed, they had faced a 6-point deficit in mid-match, but showing great resilience, they clawed it back and forced a last heat decider. Justin Sedgman and Kyle Thompson were the last heat heroes, with Sedgy just making the start and Kyle sweeping around everyone after being at the back out of the second bend. There seemed precious little room with Sedgman already on the wide line, but Thompson managed to get around the pool boys and squeeze inside his partner in a barnstorming ride. Reserve Mitch Clough was voted Monarch of the Match for the second match running after totalling 8 and winning the crucial heat 14. and yet he nearly didn't make the match. Mitch explained, I woke up yesterday with bad flu. I couldn't breathe. I had a sore throat, and I actually didn't want to be here earlier. But I got on with the job, and I knew if I put the Kevlars on, I'd go for it. Scores were level after 4 heats, with 2 race wins apiece. But Pirates then seemed to rake a grip on things, with 4 of the next 5 race winners holding a 6-point lead after 9 heats. John Gran had already won 2 heats and got in front of unbeaten Lewis Kerr in Heat 10. Guest Chris Harris and Kerr were battling for the second when Kerr spun off. The rerun was the race of the night to that point, Harris having to pass the spirited Kyle Newman 3 times before clinching a paid win behind Gran. That put a different complexion on things, and a 4-2 from Thompson and Clough over Lawson and Zischek levelled the scores. Sedgman got his first win in Heat 12, but a 5-1 to the visitors' top 2 of Lawson and Cook in Heat 13 put them in front again. Clough's win, backed by Castellana in Heat 14, cut the gap in 2, setting the stage for the thrilling final heat.
Tete Yenge has landed a Shock World Cup call-up for Australia, pipping Hibs star Martin Boyle to a place on the plane to North America. The 25-year-old only managed to score 2 goals for the relegated West Lothian outfit this season before he was sent on loan to Japanese outfit Machida Zelvia, where he netted 6 goals in 22 appearances and helped them reach the Asian Champions League final. And the uncapped Yenge can't believe he got the call from manager Tony Popovic. He said, "Football is crazy. Everything can change in 6 months, and that's what's happened to me. I was at Livingston and then made the move to Japan. I was enjoying my time in Scotland. Even though things weren't going so well, I was still playing week in, week out. Thankfully, it's gone so well in Japan. It's a great club and I'm enjoying my football there. I don't know if it's really sunk in yet. There are so many great players that have played for this country, some of my idols. I'm just grateful for the opportunity. Hopefully I can get on the pitch. I'm still uncapped. It's amazing. My first call-up has come at a World Cup. I feel like I've taken a bit from every place I've been to, and that's helped me to be who I am today." And over to Jessica.
A century for Ahmed, still not enough. Livingston Cricket Club star Ahmed Ali hit a century against Watsonians 2s on Saturday, but it wasn't enough to land a win for the first team. The team batted first and scored a promising score of 213, losing 7 wickets from their 45 overs, but Watsonians ran out winners with 9 balls to spare. Ali, who last week ended with 99 not out, successfully crossed the century mark with a brilliant 6. Watsonians had a slow start with their response, with tight bowling from Livingston. However, momentum shifted towards the home side after mistakes in the field and wayward bowling. In the 35th over, a rare occurrence took place. Watsonians' Ben Jones was run out on the non-striker's end by means of Mancad by Abhinav Singla before the delivery. A disappointed Ben Jones walked back to the pavilion after scoring 58. Tensions rose between the two teams after this event, and it was all to play for. Watsonians crept closer to the target due to sloppy fielding. The game came down to the second last over being bowled by Hamad Ahmed, who picked up 2 wickets. The game was won by Watsonians with 9 balls to spare. Meanwhile, Livingston Threes fared better as they continued their winning streak in both winning the toss and matches with a 5th win on the trot. Azam Ghaffar won the toss and decided to bat on a small ground with a 45-yard boundary with a good batting artificial wicket. Adir Goops fell on the 3rd ball attempting a pull shot caught behind, which led to a solid second 52-run second wicket partnership between Umar Farooq and Vijay Gupta. VJ got caught at square leg on 21, then Emmanuel Nodlovu 8 and Nikhil Reddy 1, who didn't trouble the score much. Hafiz Ahmed got the runs flowing again with a quick 45 from just 30 balls, 5x4s and 3x6s, but was caught at the boundary. Umar Farouk was bowled on 34 in a fine innings. Wickets started falling quickly as Livy attempted to accelerate the scoring, but found themselves 9 down after Assam Ghaffar hit 15 runs with 2x4s and 1x6. An amazing last wicket partnership of 71 runs from Sal, Valitati and Yaget Tatineti provided a more defendable score of 226. Livingston struck early with Sal Valitati getting a wicket in third ball caught behind. Raghu Gundi bowled excellently in the middle overs to take 3 wickets from 8 overs for 31 runs. Umar Farouk also bowled well, only 34 runs from his 8 overs and 2 wickets. Sal Valivati came back for a second spell to wrap up the innings, taking his 3rd wicket and a comfortable 49-run win in the end. And over to Margaret.
Centre springing into action, an article by Ross Thompson. Excite West Lothian Leisure launched its brand new purpose-built gymnastics arena at Excite Bathgate, welcoming local children, families and invited guests to a special opening event featuring Commonwealth bronze medalist Shannon Archer. The new £330,000 state-of-the-art facility has been created in response to a 170% increase in gymnastics participation across Excite venues in recent years and provides a dedicated home for gymnasts in West Lothian. The launch event gave attendees the opportunity to tour the new arena, watch a gymnastics demonstration and take part in an exclusive workshop and choreographed session led by Shannon, who made history in 2020 as the first Scottish woman to win a Commonwealth Games medal in artistic gymnastics after taking bronze on vault. Young gymnasts also took part in a Q&A session with Shannon, who's from West Lothian, where she shared insights into her career, training journey and experiences competing on the international stage. The new gymnastics arena features specialist equipment, dedicated learning zones and flexible activity spaces designed to support participants of all ages and abilities, from beginners taking their first steps in gymnastics through to competitive athletes. Karen Pearson-McGrath, Sports and Services Operations Manager at Excite, said, "Seeing the new gymnastics arena officially launched and filled with so much energy and excitement has been fantastic. Demand for gymnastics across West Lothian has grown significantly in recent years, and this new facility allows us to create more opportunities for local people to get active, develop new skills and progress within the sport." We were delighted to welcome West Lothian's very own Commonwealth bronze medalist Shannon Archer to help launch the arena. Having an athlete of Shannon's calibre inspiring young gymnasts and sharing her experiences made the event incredibly special and memorable. Shannon added, "It's been amazing to visit the new gymnastic arena and meet so many enthusiastic gymnasts. Having facilities like this in the local community is so important for helping young people build confidence, stay active and enjoy the sport. As someone from West Lothian myself, I am proud to support the launch and hopefully inspire the next generation. I started in a gymnastics club in facilities very similar to this one, and with the support of my coaches, I went on to achieve my dream of winning a Commonwealth medal. So there's every chance this arena could help produce future champions from West Lothian." The new facility officially opened to the public from Monday, June the 1st, and will host a wide range of programmes including early years classes, recreational gymnastics, club training, adult sessions and birthday parties. To find out more about Bathgate Gymnastics Arena, please visit www.westlothianleisure.com /new Excite Gymnastics Arena. And over to Peter.
School to host top initiative. Pupils from a West Lothian school will join hundreds of young people, educators and third sector leaders for the Youth and Philanthropy Initiative, YPI, national event taking place at Perth Concert Hall. Students from the James Young High School in Livingston will be part of the national event. Since its inception in Scotland by the Wood Foundation, YPI has engaged more than 430,000 young people across all 32 local authorities who have taken responsibility for £9.3 million for charities tackling everything from mental health to food poverty. By empowering students to advocate for local causes and secure grants for charities, the programme bridges the gap between the Scottish curriculum and real-world civic engagement. This year's theme, Generation Change, will recognise the influence young people continue to make within their communities, while building confidence and future skills for the years ahead. Through YPI, a generation has moved from being learners in a classroom to leaders in their communities, and the national event promised to celebrate the pupils who have championed charities close to their hearts and shown a genuine commitment to social advocacy. Sarah Chu, the UK Chief Executive Officer at the Wood Foundation, said, "Each year the national event serves as a powerful reminder of the extraordinary potential of young people across Scotland and of what can be achieved when they are given both a platform and a voice. By placing the responsibility of a £3,000 grant directly into their hands, we are sending a clear message. Their voices matter and their decisions can have a meaningful and lasting impact. Through YPI, we are not simply educating young people about the world around them, we are equipping them with the confidence, skills and sense of responsibility to help shape it." The event will be hosted by pupils from the James Young High School, with young people from 9 local authorities set to perform. Dee Bleakley will take to the stage as keynote speaker to deliver an inspiring talk, and the event will also feature performances by musical duo Saint Finks and chart-topping artist Nathan Evans. And back to Heather.
And that brings us to the end of this week's recording. We hope you have enjoyed it. So it's goodbye from the members of Team 6, our engineer, our readers and our copy distributors until our next recording.